All right, hello and welcome to Soccer Now with myself, Samuel Reese, coming to you live from Lexington, Kentucky. Today is Thursday, August 9th, 2018. Hope all you soccer fans are doing great, and we have a lot to discuss, to say the least, on today's show. So I'll get right into what we're going to be talking about on today's show. First of all, Real Madrid has returned home as Los Blancos have gone back to Madrid after their U.S. preseason tour. And we have a Mateo Kovacic transfer update. The Croatian midfielder has joined Chelsea on a one-year loan. We'll be discussing that. Also, a Thibaut Courtois transfer update. The Belgian goalkeeper has made a Real Madrid move. And so we'll be talking about Real Madrid goalkeeper options now, as Keylor Navas had 7 clean sheets in 27 La Liga appearances last season. And Thibaut Courtois had 15 clean sheets in 35 EPL appearances last season. Also, we'll talk about who Madrid's real MVP will be this season. Could it be Gareth Bale, who had 3 goals, 2 assists in 7 UCL matches last season? Could it be Luka Modric, who had 1 goal, 6 assists in 26 La Liga appearances last season? Or could it be Sergio Ramos, who had 4 goals, 1 assist in 26 La Liga appearances last season? Or could it be Isco Alarcón, who had 7 goals, 7 assists in 30 La Liga appearances last season? So we asked you, who is Real Madrid's most important player? 26% said Bale, 52% said Modric, 14% Ramos, and 8% said Isco. So I'll be talking about those votes. Also, there were more Champions League qualifiers yesterday, as Salzburg beat Skandia 3-0, PAOK beat Spartak Moscow 3-2, and Celtic tied AEK Athens 1-1. So we'll be talking about that. Also, the top 5 transfer tracker stories. 5 is Marcos Rojo is up for grabs. 4, Theo Hernandez is to join Real Sociedad. 3, Chelsea has gotten Mateo Kovacic on a loan deal. 2, Thibaut Courtois has made the Madrid move. And 1, Kepa Arrizabalaga is to fill the Chelsea keeper spot. So absolutely huge transfer news. Also, Sean Mielkamp on Usain Bolt said this is about training and developing Usain. So that's cool to see. Also, we'll be discussing Ligue 1 stars to watch. Memphis Depay, he netted 19 goals in Ligue 1 last season. Radamel Falcao scored 18 goals in 26 matches last season. Florian Thauvin had 22 goals, 12 assists last season. Kylian Mbappe, 13 goals, 7 assists in the 2017 and 18 Ligue 1 season. Neymar tallied 19 goals in 20 Ligue 1 matches last season. So tons of stars to watch, really. Remember, I mentioned this on yesterday's show, but Ligue 1 match week 1 is live on beIN Sports. Marseille takes on Toulouse tomorrow at 2:40 p.m. Eastern Time, 11:40 a.m. Pacific Time. Nantes takes on Monaco Saturday at 10:55 a.m. Eastern Time, 7:55 a.m. Pacific Time. And PSG takes on Caen on Sunday at 2:55 p.m. Eastern Time, 11:55 a.m. Pacific Time. All those games on beIN Sports. Remember, once again, the locker room does return tomorrow night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 4:30 p.m. Pacific Time on beIN Sports. It's a great show. They keep you up to date on all the news. If you want more news other than my show, then definitely tune into the locker room for sure. Plus, they have debates and stuff, so it's pretty cool. Also, Paul Scholes on Jose Mourinho's position said he needs to get off to a good start this season. So we'll look at EPL predictions. For Chelsea, I say they come in 4th place because they have a new manager, new players, and a new system. I have Liverpool coming in 3rd place because I believe UCL will be prioritized with the new signings. I do have Man United coming in 2nd place with little flash but plenty of substance. And Man City coming in 1st place as Guardiola continues his dominance over the EPL. So here are my EPL rankings. I have 1 Manchester City, 2 Manchester United, 3 Liverpool, 4 Chelsea, 5 Tottenham, and 6 Arsenal. Also, we'll look at some news around the soccer world too. Paul Pogba did get a new haircut in his home age to a World Cup win. Also, FC Bayern defeated FC Rotak Igern 20-2 in a preseason match. So, also, Keylor Navas will lose a spot in the roster to Thibaut Courtois. So, we'll be talking about all those things on today's show. A lot to get to, quite honestly, and we'll see where this takes us on today's show. But first of all, let's discuss Real Madrid because the La Liga season will start soon. They are back in Madrid after their U.S. preseason tour, so preseason is done now. Now the real games are coming up for Real. Also, Mateo Kovacic has joined Chelsea on a 1-year loan, so a huge pickup for Chelsea. Definitely, as me myself, I am a Chelsea fan, and I'm looking forward to this season, despite a lot of things that are new at the club. But with Kovacic going to Chelsea, even if it's a loan, I think Kovacic is a phenomenal player, and it is official. So a huge pickup, in my opinion. He'll go right into that lineup, I believe. And yeah, Chelsea, the Premier League starting this weekend, by the way. So a late move with the transfer deadline about 30 minutes ago in the UK. So of course, if you're watching the recording, that's not true. But the transfer deadline was at 12 p.m. Eastern time. But yeah, so Kovacic to Chelsea, huge news, really. And yeah, I think he'll absolutely help Chelsea. He needs more playing time too. Not getting as much playing time as a player with his talent should get at Real Madrid, more because it's a club like Real Madrid than a problem with the player. Obviously, Kovacic a great player, and yeah, at Chelsea, I think it's a good move for him and a great pickup for Chelsea because nothing could go wrong getting Kovacic, in my opinion, because he is a great star. The only thing is he is on loan, so Real Madrid can grab him back if he's playing really good at Chelsea. But yeah, he can make an impact in the short term for sure. That's absolutely for sure at Chelsea. So yeah, he's making the move to London. Also, Thibaut Courtois has made a move to Real Madrid. Probably even bigger news, really. There was much speculation and news about this possibly happening, and it is official now. He has gone to Real Madrid. So Courtois basically forcing the move out of Chelsea. And quite honestly, I think with Courtois at Real Madrid, he'll be even a better goalkeeper, which is hard to believe with how good he has done at Chelsea. But I really honestly do think that because I think for sure that at Chelsea, he was more, especially with Sarri now, he's more they more play a distribution game as a goalkeeper. And I think that's one weakness of Courtois, to be honest. Nothing like Manuel Neuer or anything, of course. But I think for sure that's one weakness of Courtois, and that's really what Chelsea focuses on. Whereas at Real Madrid, I think it fits his style more as a goalkeeper, and I think it's a good. I think Real Madrid they have got a really good goalkeeper. We'll be discussing the kind of sad part about it in a way, but anyway, you definitely got to think that Courtois will be great at Real Madrid. Of course, he played in Madrid for Atletico before going to Chelsea, but he'll now be at Real this time, back in Madrid. So yeah. So also now let's talk about Real Madrid, their goalkeeper options, because Keylor Navas, of course, it will be hard on him. He had 7 clean sheets in 27 La Liga appearances last season, and with everything Keylor Navas has done, you've got to think it's very hard for him and for the club even to make the decision. Of course, it's a world-class goalie coming in for another world-class goalie. Maybe Courtois, maybe a little bit better for Navas, probably only because of his size, really. But it's hard for Navas because with Courtois coming in, Navas, there's no way to really understand it because he's done as well as he could have done. He 3 straight Champions League titles with him as a starting keeper the whole time. He's put up great numbers, fantastic saves with Real Madrid. And definitely it'll be hard on Navas, but it's just the way club football is, especially at a club like Real Madrid. It's just the tough part of being on a great club like Real Madrid, because Navas has done everything he possibly could have. And he's been phenomenal with Real Madrid, and you just wonder what the next step is for him. But yeah, definitely tough on Navas, but part of the business, really. Also, now let's talk about Thibaut Courtois. He had 15 clean sheets in 35 EPL appearances last season, which is phenomenal, really. That's 43% of the games he played and he had clean sheets, which proves that he's world class, really. Courtois, he's been absolutely phenomenal, and you got to think that that he'll get even more. He'll maybe even have a better percentage at Real Madrid. You got to think that the way Courtois has been playing, especially getting the Golden Glove award at the World Cup. Even before that, he's a phenomenal goalkeeper. But with that performance he did have at the World Cup this summer, it's Real Madrid was high on him before the World Cup, but especially wanting to make that move after the World Cup, because he'll fit in right into that squad, I believe. And it's a huge pickup for Real Madrid with everything that's happened to them on the summer. In the summer, it's a great goalie that's coming in. Not like they already didn't have a good goalkeeper. Of course, Navas was world class, but bringing in Courtois, maybe another level. So it'll be fun to see Courtois at Real Madrid. And we'll see how everything goes at Real. Big moves happening right before the league starts. Of course, La Liga doesn't start till next weekend, but still late in the process. Also, who will Madrid's real MVP be this season? Will it be Gareth Bale? As I mentioned, he had 3 goals, 2 assists in 7 Champions League matches last season. Of course, I believe Gareth Bale will be a huge part to this team this season, because I feel like he'll be an absolute goal machine, quite honestly. And you gotta think that he's gonna perform really well, especially with the absence of Ronaldo. I think he'll get a lot more goals than he had last season. As long as he's healthy, I think he'll be consistent. Consistency really the only problem with the health issues he's had over the last couple seasons, really. But yeah, if Gareth Bale's healthy, I think he'll be absolutely phenomenal for Real Madrid and help this team have a somewhat successful season. Considering the situation they're in with a new coach and without Cristiano Ronaldo. So absolutely interesting. So that I think Gareth Bale will be a huge part of this Madrid team. That's for sure. Also, could it be Luka Modric? He had 1 goal, 6 assists in 26 La Liga appearances last season. Definitely now it looks like Modric will stay at Real Madrid. He'll not be going to Serie A, I believe. He is staying at Real Madrid. To give you a clue about how important Modric is, there are reports saying that when Inter asked for Modric, Real Madrid said, yeah, sure, 850 million euros, please, which is absolutely ridiculous. So quickly that went away, and Inter said, no, thank you. No, thank you. Anyway, absolutely crazy numbers there, but that shows you how valuable Modric is to this Real Madrid team. Real Madrid definitely wanting to keep him for sure, you'd think. And he's a playmaker in that midfield. He does the dirty work, really, and helps that team really in a huge way. Maybe not getting all the goals and assists, but I think he'll get a couple more goals and assists than he did last season even also. So he'll be a huge part to this team also. Gareth Bale will be the goal scorer up top, and Modric will be the center of this team in the midfield. He'll help them carry up forward, and on the defensive end too. He works absolutely hard. And you got to expect that Modric will be a key part to this Madrid team. Also, could it be Sergio Ramos? He had 4 goals, 1 assist in 26 La Liga appearances last season. A lot of those 4 goals coming in stoppage time on headers from corner kicks or free kicks most of the time, if he was on the field at that time, of course, because hopefully his red card numbers will go down a little bit this season. But Sergio Ramos, really the leader of that Madrid side, the leader of that defense too. Really, Sergio Ramos, he's been at the club for a while now, and despite underwhelming performances at the World Cup with Real Madrid, he's been the one, definitely a leader of that team, and a hard worker on defense. And we've seen how hard he works. He wants to play. He wants to help the team because we've seen him go through very bad injuries, taking painkillers, really, and just wanting to play. So Sergio Ramos, a true rebel, really. He'll play through anything and to help that Real Madrid team, and he'll absolutely be key to that leadership this season and organizing that back line too, especially with Courtois in net, of course. Also, what about Isco? Isco had 7 goals, 7 assists in 30 La Liga appearances last season. I think Isco, he'll get more playing time this season in Ronaldo's absence, part of that anyway. But I think even with Lopetegui now there, Isco will get more playing time, which I agree with. He should get more playing time. I mean, pretty good numbers last season, but I think with more playing time, he'll get even more goals and assists. Isco, another key part of the midfield and a goal scorer, really. And yeah, when Isco plays, if he's playing, then he'll be absolutely phenomenal. And Isco, really, he had 2 years ago, he was absolutely brilliant, probably La Liga's best player, to be honest. But last year, it just never clicked for him. But I think this year will be a big one for him. And I think it will probably be the year where he'll be absolutely phenomenal. So if everything goes well for Real Madrid with the talent they still do have, Real Madrid could do well, definitely. But a lot of great players on this Real Madrid side. So we asked you, who is Real Madrid's most important player? 26% said Bale, 52% said Modric, 14% Ramos, and 8% Isco. So Modric, the overwhelming favorite, and I'd have to agree with that. I think Modric is a true leader on this team. We saw him lead Croatia in the World Cup, and he's absolutely important to this team. I think he's a key part to this Real Madrid team. Definitely most important, and yeah, he has a lot on his shoulders now, but I think he's ready to deal with that. Because now that Ronaldo's gone, he's basically the new leader of Real Madrid, and yeah. So talking a lot about Real Madrid on today's show. We'll get to more other things later, but yeah, definitely a lot of questions heading into this Real Madrid season. It's not a new look, a little bit of a new look, but a different feel to Real Madrid, especially with everything going on around the club. So yeah, it will be an interesting season for sure. Also, there were Champions League qualifiers yesterday. Leg 1, Salzburg beat Skandia 3-0. PAOK over Spartak Moscow 3-2. And Celtic and Athens played to a 1-1 tie. So just three matches yesterday, but some big results and exciting PAOK's Spartak game for sure. But PAOK edging out the win. Salzburg a comfortable win, and Celtic tying Athens, which that second leg will for sure be interesting. Second legs will be next week. And after that, the group stage will start. I'm not sure exactly when the draw is, but I think it's next Friday, if I'm not mistaken, the draw for the group stage. And this Champions League season will absolutely be exciting. You got to think that it will be phenomenal, really. So yeah, exciting matches, news all around, really, as all the leagues are coming to the start. Once this season begins, we'll have a ton to talk about on the show. It will be really crazy. Anyway, going to the transfer tracker, a lot of stories coming out. Marcos Rojo is up for grabs, but it seems like he might stay at Man United. There were rumors that he could go to Everton, but I don't think that went through. The transfer deadline already happened. So yeah, I don't believe Rojo went to Everton. Didn't hear that in any reports. Anyway, but he could, even though the Premier League deadline is done, the rest of Europe really is their deadline isn't in 2 weeks, I believe. So Rojo still could be off for to another league other than the Premier League, but we'll see because it's interesting, Rojo, because I'm not sure about him because of course a pretty good World Cup for Argentina. It's all right for all players in Argentina really because of the disappointing results in that World Cup. But Rojo for sure will did all right at Man United last season, but I think making a move to another club would be big for him for sure. Also, Theo Hernandez is to join Real Sociedad. It's not official, but it seems like he will be going to Sociedad, which makes sense for him because I believe he was on Sociedad before going to Real Madrid, and he'll be going back to Sociedad because at Real Madrid, he didn't get nearly as much playing time on Sociedad. On Sociedad, he really was one of the star players, playing almost, if not every minute on that team. Going to Real Madrid, where he didn't play nearly as much time, probably like 20% of the time he did at, or less even, at Sociedad. So good for him to go back to Real Sociedad. Maybe in a couple years he'll be ready to be a starter in a big club in La Liga or in Europe in general. But he'll definitely get plenty of playing time at Real Sociedad. And I think it's a good move on his part because you don't want to be at the bench, especially at a young age like that. You want to get some playing time for sure. So yeah, that's definitely makes sense on his part. Also, Chelsea have got Mateo Kovacic on a loan deal. I was talking about it earlier, but it is official. Chelsea have got Kovacic, and huge news, really. I'm excited for Chelsea this season with everything that's gone on. They made some big moves, and even a bigger move, in my opinion. Maybe not as big, but yeah, I'd say pretty big. Coming up later in the transfer tracker that I'll talk about, but absolutely, Kovacic, absolutely talented player at Real Madrid. Didn't get as much playing time as he probably would like. So at Chelsea, he'll definitely go into the starting lineup, I'm sure. And let's see how he does at the Blues. But yeah, a huge move from Chelsea. And despite being a loan deal, it's still big news for sure. Also, Thibaut Courtois has made the Real Madrid move. So as I mentioned earlier, Courtois to Real Madrid. It will be it's a huge move for Real Madrid to say the least, and huge move for Courtois too. We'll see how he does in Madrid, but I have to predict that he'll do just fine and the same as he did at Chelsea, if not better than he was at Chelsea. And yeah, definitely a big move from Real Madrid. Also, of course, Kepa Arrizabalaga is to fill the Chelsea keeper spot. So huge news there. It's not official, but it does seem like Kepa will be going to Chelsea to fill that spot. I don't even know. It might be official. I'm not even sure. Yeah, it is official. Yeah, it is official. Kepa to Chelsea. And so he will fill the Courtois spot. Not a bad keeper to replace Courtois, definitely, with considering the keepers that are out there. The Athletic Bilbao man, he was phenomenal, really. He would have started on that Spain squad in the World Cup if it weren't for De Gea. But once De Gea gets a little bit older, Kepa will be the new starter at Spain. So yeah, a huge move for Chelsea. So kind of a cycle there. Courtois to Real Madrid, and now Kepa to Chelsea. He'll fill in his role. It'll be a huge opportunity for Kepa too, and I think he has a lot of potential in the Premier League too. Also, Sean Mielkamp had words on Usain Bolt saying this is about training and developing Usain. So I believe it was the coach of the team that Usain Bolt is made. He's definitely determined to make Usain Bolt where he needs to be as a professional soccer player. And exciting to see Usain Bolt make I mean, the Central Coast Mariners in Australia, and it'll be cool to see how Usain Bolt does there for sure. But yeah, also let's now discuss the League stars to watch. There are quite a few of them, really. Memphis Depay did net 19 goals in League last season, which is quite a lot of goals, to be quite honest. But really, he was in and out of the team with some injuries. But I think this year, if he's healthy and consistent, he can be one of the top goal scorers and best players in League. I think that's definitely a fact, because we saw him at Man United. He was pretty good at times, but now at Lyon, and we'll see how he does this season. But definitely a man to keep an eye on for sure. And we'll see how he does. But yeah, I think Memphis Depay, he still has plenty left in him. A lot of potential there this league season. What about Radamel Falcao? He scored 18 goals in 26 matches last season. Phenomenal, really. In league, a lot of people thought it was Falcao was done. Things didn't really go right at Man United, and then went to Monaco, and look what he's doing now. He's been absolutely phenomenal, and no signs of stopping, to be quite honest. And he's been a big part of that Monaco side, believe it or not. And he's a goal scorer for sure. Even though he's getting up there in age, definitely a key part to that Monaco side. And I think he'll be up there for the Golden Boot, or the leading scorer in Liga this season. So yeah, Radamel Falcao, definitely one of the players to watch. Also, what about Florian Thauvin? He had 22 goals, 12 assists last season. A lot of people don't know about Thauvin, but the Marseille man, kind of quietly making his way up in Liga, and definitely a player to watch. Some people even thinking he might be the leading scorer, which could quite be possible. The French star, he's still pretty young, but he's definitely has a lot of potential, and this season will definitely be an interesting one. And excited to see how Thauvin will do this season. A great season last season. Will he do even better this season? Of course, another star to watch is Kylian Mbappe. 11 goals, 7 assists in the 2017-18 Ligue 1 season. Fantastic numbers for a kid his age. But I think he'll do even better this season for sure. Now that he's won a World Cup, he's dealt with all the pressure there is. He's dealt with as much pressure as he can possibly face as a teenager, really. And so I think this is a season where he's ready to perform at a top level, world class. So definitely a player to watch in Liga. Also, of course, Neymar. He tallied 19 goals in 20 Liga matches last season. Really what was expected of Neymar, he did last season. Phenomenal season, and definitely a big season for him to wipe off the criticism he received at the World Cup. And definitely one of the, if not one of the best players in the world, and a great player in Neymar. It'll be fun to see that. Remember, Marseille does play Toulouse tomorrow. Nantes plays Monaco Saturday. PSG plays Caen Sunday. A lot of great Ligue 1 action this weekend. Also, Paul Scholes did have comments on Jose Mourinho's position, saying he needs to get off to a good start this season. This is what many people think for sure, or else Jose Mourinho could be in trouble. I absolutely agree with it. And Man United doesn't get off to a good start, they'll be in trouble. Also, EPL predictions. With Matteo Benetti of beIN Sports, he has Chelsea in 4th place with a new manager, new players, in a new system. I definitely think I agree with him, to be quite honest. I think with the talent they have and have gotten, with a pretty good coach in Sarri, I think Chelsea will finish top 4. But I think just the 4th spot because of all the new players, new system, and new manager at Chelsea. They'll need to get accustomed to him. It'll take a little while. He has Liverpool coming in 3rd place, which a little surprised with. But he thinks UCL will be prioritized with the new signings, which could be possible. We've seen quite often teams struggle in league play because of focusing on Champions League, and that could definitely be possible. So yeah, and he has Man United coming in 2nd place. He's said with a little flash and plenty of substance. It's quite true, really. A lot of drama going on there, but definitely talent there and a great coach in Jose Mourinho. So if everything clicks at Man United, despite everything going on, Man United is a great team, and they could come in second for sure. And of course, he has Man City coming in first place. He says Guardiola will continue dominance over EPL. I absolutely agree. Man United, a talented team. I have them winning the league again, and no debating it, really. So, yeah, here are his EPL rankings. He has 1 Manchester City, 2 Manchester United, 3 Liverpool, 4 Chelsea, 5 Tottenham, 6 Arsenal. It's really the problem with Tottenham finishing out of the top 4, but Arsenal even finishing 6th in his EPL rankings. But, yeah, I agree with most of it for the most part. Also, Paul Pogba did get a new haircut in his home H2O World Cup win, which, yeah, Paul Pogba laid off his haircuts for a little bit. But, yeah, also, FC Bayern did defeat FC Rostock Egern 20-2 in a preseason match. You got to wonder what Bayern were doing playing that team. And but, yeah, so crazy score there. Absolutely crazy. Also, Keylor Navas will lose his spot in the roster to Thibaut Courtois, which is absolutely heartbreaking, really, for Navas and a lot of Real Madrid fans. And you got to feel for him, but part of the business, really. So, yeah. So that's all I've got today. Not much soccer today, but there is the Women's U20 World Cup. Earlier, Germany defeated China 1-0. Spain defeated Japan 1-0. And the United States play Paraguay in about half an hour. So tune into those games. They're all on Fox Sports 2. It's the second match day of group stage. And a good tournament to watch for sure. But, yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. A few of the leagues start tomorrow, which is absolutely exciting. And I hope you enjoyed the show. Same time, same place tomorrow. 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 9:30 a.m. Pacific. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Thanks. See you next time.